overboard today on the boat.
Everything after that is Morocco. Famous spot. We're not in Europe, we're in Africa. It's a mix, I don't know. You're here. I'm walking now between the European Union and Africa. Wow. Hello guys and welcome from a very early morning in Tarifa. Huge day ahead today. South of the Med. Round 3. Let's go. So we're leaving, the bus station's closed. So guys, finally got to La Línea, which means the line in Spanish. Today I embark on an international, intercontinental food tour, going to nations belonging to totally different worlds, empires, religions, with national dishes as different as it gets. I mean, come on, whoever puts gammon, egg and chips in the same sentence as lamb tagine or couscous. And these three worlds are the Anglo world, the Hispanic world and the Arabic world. Despite these cultures and these cuisines being worlds apart, there's a certain point on the Strait of Gibraltar, where I am now, where these three worlds meet, with only 15 kilometers separating these three worlds. So today my plan is to have one meal in all of these worlds. Breakfast in the UK, dinner or lunch I should say in Spain, and my dinner or my tea as we say in Yorkshire over there in North Africa, in Morocco. So that's today's challenge. 3 meals in 3 different countries, 3 different worlds, 2 different continents, and about 4 different modes of transport getting about. I'm going to walk now to the border, cross, and get myself a massive full English taste of home. Let's go. And before we start today guys, I'd like to give a bit of a disclaimer. So I don't want to get into the politics of the 2 enclaves I'm going to today. Gibraltar being a British enclave in the south of Spain, and Ceuta being a Spanish enclave on the north coast of Africa embedded into. So feel free to comment your opinions, but I'm not going to get into the politics of this at all guys. So yeah, a couple of facts about Gibraltar. First of all, the name Gibraltar. Jabal means mountain in Arabic. Jabal. Tar is a shortening of Tariq. King Tariq, the Moorish king who first conquered Gibraltar, this big rock behind me, over 1,000 years ago now. So Jabal Tariq, the mountain of Tariq, shortened now to Gibraltar and now Gibraltar. So I don't know, the name Gibraltar seems as English as it gets. I don't know, Gibraltar, but actually it's an Arabic word, Arabic name. Secondly, the population of Gibraltar is only 30,000 people. However, on a daily basis, 15,000 migrant workers cross the border and then leave again at the end of the day, mainly from Spain. And yeah, Gibraltar is or has been British now for over 300 years, and this border here between this in the south of Andalusia is one of the oldest borders in Europe. It's been consistent for 300 years, which is a lot longer than many of today's European borders. It's actually one of the oldest countries in Europe which still has the same borders today as it did have 300 years ago. So guys, inwards we go into Gibraltar. Not the first time I've crossed this border, actually I've crossed it a couple of times recently. normally takes about 2 minutes maximum. So I'm hoping that's going to be the case today. Let's find out. Here we've got some of the 15,000 people who cross the border every day. The border's just here. So yeah, for me it's like going home. Let's see if they let me back in. Maybe they don't want me anymore, I don't know. So this is the European Union border. Since Brexit back in 2020 or 2016, I don't know. Gibraltar's left the European Union alongside the UK, of course. So this is now the external European Union border. This is the line, Spain, Gibraltar, UK. Leaving the border now. Yeah, the first few things which hit you as soon as you cross the border into Gibraltar are some of the most quintessentially British things which you could imagine. Britishness of the rock. We've got a telephone box here. What if it works? Let's have a look. Ah, seems to work. Hello. You're on from the library in York, please. I've got a book, but I don't think I'm going to get it back in time. Okay, I'll chuck it overboard today on the boat. Yeah, better it's destroyed than lost, I suppose. Okay, yeah, cool, no worries. Okay. Very reasonable guys. One very interesting thing is the twin town of Goul. Goul is literally, for anybody who's watched my Russian videos, I cycled to Goul on this channel, and it's like 15 kilometers from my hometown. So, pretty strange place to want to twin your overseas territory with. Goul, there's like literally nothing there. It's like tiny, but I don't know. So the London buses here, you can see. It's like all of the traditional things about the UK hit you within the first 100 meters of Gibraltar. So you've got the London buses, you've got the double-decker buses, you've got the telephone box, even the bins are the same as the UK. I don't know, these little things, I think as a citizen of the UK, it's the small things you notice more than the big things, like the bins, for example. And actually the border of Gibraltar is one of the strangest borders in the world. So you've got a huge runway chopping off 95% of Gibraltar over here, with the 5% of Gibraltar on the border. So it kind of dissects the whole territory, and every single person who's ever walked into Gibraltar, let's say in the last, I don't know, 40 years, has walked over this runway. And this is the famous place where John Lennon got married to this Japanese lady. I forgot her name. Not my era, but I'll put the photo on the famous spot. And we can see the first petrol station in Gibraltar's normally pretty busy because there's no tax, very little tax in Gibraltar, which means that things such as petrol, such as your alcohol, your spirits, cigarettes are cheaper than mainland Spain. Makes sense to cross the border. Excuse me, do you work here? Do you work here? Ahí vista con la, ¿no? Cerrada. Gracias. Try to get a view of the National Stadium of Gibraltar. I'd say I like Gibraltar for like 4 or 5 hours, but it is crowded, and every square centimetre is capitalised in Gibraltar. It's such a small territory, every metre is made the most of. I was walking down, I saw a free beer, nice. It's closed, but almost thinking there, guys, let's just sack off. If that's true, let's just sack off the whole trip. I'm staying here, staying in Gibraltar. So I believe here's the main school in Gibraltar, the main high school. And just to capitalise on the space, they have the playgrounds on the roof of the school. There's no space for a playground like externally, so it's all on top. To anybody from the old north of England, this supermarket, Morrison's, is legendary. It's like the childhood supermarket of all northerners. Not just childhood, of course, but I don't know. I always remember going to Morrison's as a kid with my mum. She'd buy me some sweets, if I were lucky, a pasty maybe. And yeah, they all have cafes. And the cafes normally do a pretty banging full English if it's open. So yeah, it's pretty weird being in a cafe. Exactly the same as back in England, yet so far from England. Oh, it opens at 9. Oh, yeah. You're taking orders of it? No. At 9.
Excuse me, Daddy. No trolleys in the cafe. Oh, where do I put it? The outside of the barrier. Either in the trolley lockers or
Like I say, the main reason people come to Gibraltar, of course, is for the duty free, and it's actually so much cheaper than mainland UK, especially spirits. So, for example, you can get a litre of vodka here, and it works out at £4 a litre, much cheaper than the mainland. Beer, not so much. Beer works out about the same price as back in the UK, but wine also maybe a tiny bit cheaper. And yeah, apart from that, it's just standard Morrison's. A little bit more expensive than back in the UK in terms of meat, but other stuff a bit cheaper. It just depends on the tax and the importation. I need a coffee anyway, that's what I'm gonna get. And I bet this is gonna be a British coffee in the sense that you get a shitload of water, which you don't need. Albanian coffee, Spanish coffee, British coffee. So yeah guys, as expected, the coffee is so watery. Yeah, as much as I love my country and certain things about it, especially food and drink, I can honestly say that getting a coffee for coffee, the UK is probably the worst place in Europe for coffee. Like, you go to Spain, the Med, Turkey, the Balkans, and people really love strong coffee, like myself. And I've got so used to the taste of strong coffee that whenever I come back to the UK and get a coffee, it's like it's got one single shot of coffee inside it, and it's like almost a pint of water. So yeah, it's we've got a strange tasting coffee in the UK. Not many people drink it black, and yeah, once you go black, there's no going back. Anyway, I was gonna eat in the cafe, but I got there, it had a bit of a bad smell, like most, like a lot of these supermarket cafes do. I was gonna go there just for like the nostalgia of it, of childhood, go in and eat in a full English in a cafe like that, but they weren't open. I had to wait another 15 minutes, and this smell kind of put me off a bit, so I thought better to find somewhere in the centre. So yeah guys, it's so nice when you come to a country and you come to a place and you can speak basically as a native speaker. So I'm the language here in Gibraltar is English. I'm speaking, even though I'm like 2,500 miles or kilometers from home. It's so nice to come here and speak as a native speaker, and I want you guys to also enjoy this experience, and I want to invite you guys to become a member of my YouTube channel and attend my speaking clubs. We have them once a week. You don't have to pay for the speaking clubs individually, you just subscribe for the month as a YouTube member, so you're not even really paying for the lessons, you're just paying for the subscription to support the channel, and I will give you speaking clubs on a weekly basis included in this price. We're gonna have members from all over Europe, and hopefully a nice mixture of cultures in there. So we can have the Ukrainians in there, we can have the Moroccans in there, maybe a couple of Spanish, maybe some Turkish. So it's going to be a real interesting mixture of cultures inside the speaking club, and also it's going to be fantastic English practice, and I will give you feedback on your mistakes and tell you as a native speaker how you can speak better.
All we want is to be heard by our employer. Management must be
Okay, yeah, so it's a full-on picket line strike. I spoke to a couple of guys, but they weren't so comfortable being on camera, and it was very loud as well, so... And yeah, Gibraltar's, especially in the last, I'd say 10-15 years, it's been developing very fast because it's got a bit of a reputation now as a European tax-free hub. Many casinos are based here, many bookmakers are based here, so of course the monies came flooding in because of the tax-free policy, and as a result the buildings are getting higher and higher. Got here an interesting Russian cannon from the Crimean War. These 4 Russian guns captured in the Crimea in 1854, present to Gibraltar by the British government. You can see even here it's in Russian, though I don't actually know what it says. Nach Arodon. Almost 200 years later, and Crimea is still the focus of European wars, unfortunately. Got here the main street of Gibraltar. Main brands here which you get back in the UK. Got a Clark's, got a Costa Coffee, got a Matalan. One thing missing, I would say, Witherspoons. Thank you. So guys, first up we've got the tea, and what I like about Gibraltar compared to Spain is you can just order a cup of tea and you don't have to say con leche, with milk. It's automatically with milk, like back in the UK. So of course you get a milk, you don't need to ask. Thank you. That's what it's all about, guys. Brown sauce. Beautiful. Got it here now. Oh, look at that. Butter's Irish, actually. So, and I know some people like to eat the breakfast separately, like separate items. I just get it mixed up as possible, mashed up, and kind of get it onto the bread, scoop it in. It's not a very sophisticated deal eating a full English. It's not like your croissants in France and your etiquette. Just get it down here. 1,000 calories in, go. So guys, what does a full English consist of? We've got the bacon, of course. This is, I'd say, everything. Missing maybe black pudding, but apart from that, everything. Bacon, sausages, hash browns, eggs, toast, mushrooms, beans, and this. A lot of people don't understand why we like it so much on the continent, but I don't know. I think you've got to be born into the culture of eating this to really appreciate it. Yeah, that was fantastic, but I forgot how heavy English breakfasts are. Like, wow, I think I'm done for the day. Stop the challenge, forget lunch, forget dinner. I think that's me done. So yeah, time to rush now back into Spain, get over to Algeciras and make that boat over to Africa. So yeah, it's been short but sweet in Gibraltar. Always an interesting place, fantastic place for a couple of hours. Oh well, typical. Trying to cross the runway back into Spain in a bit of a rush, and the barriers have gone down now because there's a plane either coming or taking off. I'm not sure. What was it? RAF?
RAF planes?
This one here coming in, is it?
I don't know, I think it's a British Airways.
Oh, okay. We'll see when it lands.
RAF
Oh, it's passenger. British Airways, yeah. Do they normally open this straight away after, or is that like...
Once closer on and it's on the parking area, 3 or 4 minutes.
Ah, so okay. So yeah, farewell Gibraltar. So guys, welcome from Algeciras. It's a very short but sweet stay here today on the market. And yeah, Algeciras, it's a funny place, so it's got a pretty bad reputation. It's known as being one of the ugliest cities in Spain, but actually, you know, give me Algeciras any day over Barcelona, these touristy places. It's nice, it's not touristy. Of course, it's not beautiful. There's a lot of Franco-style, brutal architecture here. It's almost like a Soviet city, I'd say, which is maybe why I like it so much. It's got like a kind of Soviet vibe, or like maybe a communist Venezuela vibe. Bought my ticket earlier. It cost 37 euros. It sounds good, of course. You can get by boat from Europe to Africa for 37 euros, but actually it's like literally 15 kilometers. So when you think of it, it depends how you think of it, I suppose. If you think of it as getting from Europe to Africa for 36 euros, it seems fantastic value for money. But if you think of it traveling like, I don't know, 17 kilometers for 36 euros, it's almost kind of taxi money. Perdón, ¿a Ceuta? Hola, ¿a Ceuta?
Aquí.
A 12. A 12.
A las 9, que los dos salen a las 2. ¿Es Ferres o Baleares?
FRS, por favor. Good thing we're going to Ceuta. There's no international border. You just walk through there and that's it, you're into this lounge now. It's pretty quiet, it's good news. Loads of spare seats. Dolphins here. So we've got here now country 1, country 2 and country 3. Like I'm drunk walking this ship, shaking like this, I'm walking down. Oh. Only had one. So guys, I'm gonna coffee. Started flagging on the boat. So I've been up since 5:30 this morning. Hopefully that'll perk me up. Seems to be done. Okay, back in Africa. Wow, it feels a lot warmer here. Actually, a lot warmer. Wow, must be the African heat already hitting us. Right, time to review the Port of Ceuta's finest coffee for €1. Bargain. Ah, that's pretty good. Normally on these machines, when I said don't want sugar, they give me sugar. But this one is without sugar. Good stuff. Wow, it feels so much warmer here. It's time to take off the old hoodie. That's helping this coffee massively. First impressions of Ceuta. I can't say even first impressions because I mean literally just from the port and outside the port, the car park. Very hard to say you're not in Europe anymore. Very difficult to believe you're in Africa. If somebody said to you, you're going to Africa, we're gonna blindfold you, we're gonna take you in the middle of the night, and they bring you here and say, yeah, look, you're in Africa now, you would say, give over. I'm in Europe still. It does feel basically the exact same as Spain, I would say, so far. I've heard if you get out and about and walk into certain districts, it feels more North African. Wow, looks like we've got ourselves another tax-free haven. I'm looking at the petrol station here, and the prices are much more similar to Gibraltar than to Spain. See, €1.20, €1.30 a litre of petrol. Something very interesting here I've noticed, that in mainland Spain all the shops are closed on all holidays, all Sundays, all festivals, but here there's a sign saying that this Superco, it's a big chain in Spain as well, we're open all Sundays and festivals from 10 in the morning until 9. And that is without even a siesta. Wow. So to get the Spanish to work on a Sunday, also without a siesta, that's like hardcore. I don't know. Wow. Maybe the law's a bit different in Ceuta, or maybe because it's actually half and half the population I've heard who live here, half Muslims, half Christians. Well, not half and half actually, there's also some Hindus and some Jews. So maybe that's why. Maybe the Islamic influence here in Ceuta means that these places prefer to open on Sundays. You know, if you're a Muslim, for example, then you're not really going to stay at home on a Sunday and watch, I don't know, X Factor replays just because it's Sunday. Seems a pretty chilled out, nice little sea. The water's very blue in the sea. Very blue actually. Okay, I need to find some lunch somewhere. But the problem is, after that full English, I feel like that was my breakfast, lunch and dinner today. Heaps of fish down there. Wow, pretty cool castle here. And this water here looks so blue. I feel like I could just jump off here now into the water, dive in. Oh, it'd be so nice. Nice few city beaches here. I'm hoping no girls were topless on that beach. I don't want to be demonetized for hard content on YouTube, or even worse, put on some Spanish register. So you maybe call me primitive, but I'm trying to find somewhere to eat now. And in Gibraltar and in the UK, for me it's so easy. You just go into any place, they've all got the same menu, the pub classics, get what you want, set price, get a drink. But in Spain, it's all, every bar's got different like kind of dishes and specialities, and they don't always advertise. It's expected, like as a local, you know where to go for what. So it can be quite difficult to find the kind of place you want. Well, it seems customer service isn't the best in Ceuta. Maybe not service, but waiting times. But I was just waiting in 2 cafes, not even 1, 2, next to each other. I was waiting in one, 5 minutes, nobody came, so I went to the next one. Sat there for 10 minutes, nobody came. And there were quite a few people waiting there with nothing in front of them, so I thought this is just hopeless. But it seems here in Ceuta, especially during siesta, it's hard to bloody get anything. Wow. Don't think it's out of rudeness, just out of having 15-20 people in the cafe bar and having one old lady working there. I can say in this sense, Morocco is much better. Morocco is much faster service. They're pulling you in. In Spain, I've noticed money doesn't motivate people so much, not like in other parts of the world. We're down here, hopefully we can get somewhere. Let's see this place down here. Oh, perfect. We've got a drink and tapas for $3.50. That'll do. Let's go here. Okay, hopefully third time lucky now. We'll see. Don't have a clue what these tapas are, but I might just ask for 3 random things and see what we get. Okay, in 2 minutes now, but he said it's coming, so hopefully. Wow, it seems to be chronically understaffed, this Ceuta. Which is crazy considering you've got the whole African continent nearby. Hola.
De comida nada ya.
Ah, tapa no, ¿eh?
Ya nada, ya. Voy a preguntar de todas formas, pero lo han guardado todo.
¿Hay algo de esos tapas?
A lo mejor una te puedo poner. Son las 4:30, a las 5. Son menos 20 a las 5.
Ah, cerrado. Ajá. Después una cerveza, por favor. Solo. Gracias. Wow. I've been waiting here 5 minutes and the guy said, yeah, your tapas, come sit down. She'll come to you. Waiting 5 minutes, she came to me, oh, we're closing at 5. Why couldn't he say that straight away? So I'm just going to get a beer here. Where's the lunch coming from? I don't know. Maybe McDonald's. This is my lunch. Wow. Got a Lego building here, it seems. So I found somewhere too good to be true. Walk in, get the drink straight away, very attentive staff. And I was a bit shocked, like, what's going on? Oh, no, wait, he's Moroccan, that's why. And I guess that's the difference between the Spanish and the Moroccans. So you go to a Spanish place where they have food, and you say, can I have something? Oh, we're closing soon. No, not really, no. Whoa, anything, you must have something. No. Go to a place with Moroccans, and what, didn't you have anything I could see? There's nothing. No, got nothing. But, like, could you maybe make something? Yeah, of course. What do you want? Oh, tuna, come on, sandwich. I'll make something for you. Like, so keen. Oh my god, it exists, guys. Food in Ceuta. Got a sandwich for my lunch. Spanish lunch. It's 5 in the afternoon, but I suppose in Spain it's normal. So yeah, let's give it a go. Hola. Comer quiere? So a little dog came up to me there, wanting some food. Not bad. Just what I wanted. A bit of all sorts in some bread. A bit of tuna, a bit of ham, a bit of cheese. Okay, so lunch has been achieved. Finally, had some lunch. I was going to walk around Ceuta a bit more, but I didn't realise how far the border is. And I'm actually walking to my hotel. That was the plan, that is the plan. And it's like a 2-hour walk over in Morocco, so basically you can say that I'm walking to Morocco. And yeah, this border's got a bit of a bad reputation as being a pretty dodgy, hardcore border. Of course, it's a border between, the only border between the European Union, the Schengen zone, and Africa. So it's a very strict border, and I don't really want to cross too late. So I've got here behind me one of the most famous buildings in Ceuta. It's called Casa de los Dragones, which is the House of Dragons. Bueno, ¿qué es eso? ¿Es teatro?
Una carrera. Es una carrera mañana. Sábado.
Ah, mañana.
Sí.
Ajá.
Sí. En la playa. Aquí abajo en la playa.
¿Como un festival?
Sí.
Ajá, bueno, ajá. Gracias. Ajá.
Una prueba de obstáculos.
Ah, lo veo en la playa. Ajá.
Mañana. Es 12 kilómetros
Ajá.
y 24 obstáculos. Mira,
Ajá.
mira.
Es como, ojo.
Como una gincana.
Ajá. Y por la ciudad,
Sí,
por
y por
el
el
centro.
cuartel.
Ajá. Ujú.
¿Sí?
Es algo de la armía militar, armía de Ceuta y de España.
Ceuta, de aquí.
Ujú.
Y vienen mucho
Wow, muy interesante.
de afuera de la península. Viene de la Guardia Real, de Madrid. Que lo puede ver.
Ajá, muchas gracias, muchas gracias.
Ya se la ha mandado, Alba. No se la ha mandado.
Turística.
Año que viene.
El año que viene y te apunta y corre.
Ujú.
Y participa.
Sí. Gracias, hasta luego. ¿Eso es ropas tradicionales de Ceuta?
Es tradicional de nuestra unidad. Somos militares.
Ujú, sí.
Pues nuestra unidad para los desfiles va a ver con esta vestimenta.
Pero solo de Ceuta, no de toda España.
También están en
esa
Melilla.
Por ejemplo.
Melilla.
Ajá.
Melilla y Ceuta solamente.
Sí. Ujú, muy interesante eso. Creo
Sí,
que
el
es
talbot.
solo en Marruecos, pero aquí también.
Sí, porque esta unidad antes estaba configurada por gente de España y gente de Marruecos.
Participaron
en la guerra civil.
Unida, ajá.
Exactamente.
Wow, interesante. That seems very interesting. There's going to be what I understood in my Spanish, there's going to be a kind of reenactment of some civil war, of the civil war in Spain. We've got some volleyball, basketball tournament. And just like in Spain, the place comes alive later on. After 5 or 6 siestas finished, the streets are a lot busier now, a lot more going on. Yeah, I was walking earlier down here and I saw these guys on the beach and I thought I'd probably better not film it with it being military. I thought it's just part of the border control situation. I know Spain has deployed the army before to control this border. It's a very problematic border. But yeah, it turns out it's part of this festival tomorrow. My hotel is just over there. We can see the next city after Ceuta. It's called Finidec, I believe. And that's actually over the border. That's in Morocco. It's been a day of very close borders today. From every country, I've been able to see another country. Just about to see the super strict border fence, the strongest fence in Europe. Actually, not in Europe. The strongest border fence in the European Union. We're not in Europe, we're in Africa, which sounds strange. So it's Europe's strongest border fence, but it's in Africa. Oh, there's some things I love about Spain, and one of them is just the sheer amount of festivals and things going on. Every weekend there's something going on. Don't expect to be served straight away because they're in the festivals, that's why. Tell you what guys, this sea looks so nice. It's so hot here as well. I might have to just jump in for a quick dip. I've got no towel, I've got no trunks, no swimming shorts, but yeah, let's do it. Vale, un minuto. Gracias. Oh, so good. Jumping in the sea. Beautiful temperatures, even warmer than the sea in Spain. Beautiful. Didn't really think too much into it, it was more of a spontaneous decision. I didn't really think about how I'm going to dry off. I didn't really think about if there's any place to get changed, or because yeah, I've only got actually one pair of shorts. And I found behind me actually a tunnel, and yeah, I don't have a clue where this goes. So I'll get changed, or I'll get as much changed as possible, and let's have a walk, let's see what it is. Okay guys, Operation Commando complete. We're all good. Okay, let's check it out. Wish me luck. Hope. Got a feeling it's echoey in here, and yeah, it is. Oh wow. Ah, something up here. Actually, I think it's just a cut through. Oh, it is, yeah. It's just a cut through. After all, sorry guys, I can walk back. That's the exit there. My apologies, after all of that build-up, thinking it was the mysterious tunnel to under the Med back to Spain, mainland Spain, or I don't know, some smuggler's tunnel. No, sorry, just to cut through. That's better. Okay, forward we go. Morocco's waiting for us. I was thinking actually by the time today's finished, if I get over this border, I'll have entered and exited the EU twice in one day. So I've got closer now to the border. The border is just over there. Everything after that is Morocco. A bit nervous to be honest, because it's a very, very dodgy border, so I've heard. I don't know about now, but it was definitely. The army was sent there just a couple of years ago to defend the border. So I'm probably going to film on the short camera now without the stick, not draw attention to myself. It's about another 20 minutes to the border, so I thought I'd take my camera off of the off of this thing, whatever it's called, to make it, because the camera's tiny. It's this thing which gives it away, and I'm getting some looks. I think people think it's a baton. It kind of does actually function like a baton as well. So you can see it gets longer like this. So I'm kind of walking on the street with this in my hand. Like, it even flips out. Maybe I need it, I don't know, we'll see. Alcohol's also so cheap in Ceuta as well. Absolutely tax-free. It's like half the price in mainland Spain, as in mainland Spain. Getting vodka for like €4, €5 as well. And this is the last shop actually, the last kind of European shop, supermarket, before probably 3,000 or 4,000 kilometers of Islamic Muslim supermarkets. The Muslim world starts. It's the last shop in Africa where you can buy this kind of stuff. Got a bottle of rum here for €3. So yeah, that's probably the only supermarket in all of North Africa where you'll see these kind of prices on alcohol. So I'm having a coffee now in the absolute last cafe in Spain. The border's literally just here. This fence here is the border. They seem to make 90% of their profit from the police or the border control who drink in there. Coffee, of course. It's a serious job. Final beach of Spain, and this just here is the border. There's a watchtower there. And exactly here we saw the scenes back in 2020 of the migrants swimming just around these fences, and I think one drowned even, unfortunately. So yeah, it's quite surreal having seen this on the news, seeing this exact beach, seeing this exact place. The police trying to, well, hold them back to start with, and then trying to help them to shore when they realise they're over anyway. And yeah, it's quite surreal actually being in this exact point. kind of similar to the Mexico-USA border, I imagine. Seen fences on the beach. And yeah, it'd be interesting what would happen if you just took a swim here. Might have a swim now like I did down there, and just have a little swim over. What would happen? Would I make it to the Moroccan side? Probably, well, maybe, but alive or not, I don't know. So yeah, just up here behind me on the top, we've got the infamous El Principe Barrio district. Known as the most dangerous district in Spain at one point. I'm not sure now. Even the Spanish internet doesn't work here anymore. Even the Spanish mobile service. It worked in the centre, and as soon as I got past the shop, just on there, it stopped working. Nothing anymore. Only Moroccan internet here. So you can even live here as a Moroccan, literally on the border. You're classed as an immigrant. You can even use your own mobile data, probably even trade in your own currency even. I imagine they even accept the Moroccan dirham in some parts of this district up there. They're going to cross back into, I'm even forgetting where I came from now today, being in so many places. Cross into Morocco. Not too sure what to expect on the other side in terms of if there's people trying to cross or waiting, this kind of stuff, but yeah, we'll see. Ahora mismo no famosa. A lo mejor quiere en 5 años. A ver. So in the final cafe in Spain, I've met the guy who owns it.
Bienvenido.
¿Cómo se llama?
El Mohamed.
Mohamed. Daniel.
Gracias.
En,
Esto es de Marruecos.
¿De Tetuán?
Sí, de Tetuán. Esto ahora mismo vive en Ceuta.
5 años?
Sí,
And
5 años aquí.
5 years in Ceuta, but he's from Tetuán, which is just por aquí.
Sí, por
Tetuán,
aquí.
just behind this mountain. So close yet so far.
Sí, claro.
He does the best coffee.
Sí.
Mejor café.
Gracias.
And if you find yourself in the last cafe in Spain, la última café en España,
Sí, aquí es el Puerta de Europa.
Puerta de Europa, mostrarlo.
Sí,
It's the Puerta de Europa, the last cafe kind of in Europe, even though it's in Africa, but the last cafe definitely in Spain. Yeah. Shukran bizaf. This is the Spanish border fence here. That's the Moroccan border fence, I imagine, over there. Or the international border fence, I'm not quite sure. So yeah, crossing to Morocco now. Wish me luck. Hopefully I'll be back on this device in about 15 minutes on the other side. But yeah, we'll see. Back in Spain again. First attempt failed. That was the God knows what, but that wasn't the border. I mean, it was the border, but that wasn't the pedestrian border. That was the car border. So I walked down, I got turned back. He said basically, what the hell are you doing? He said, tell me what you're doing. I said, I'm off to Morocco. He said, no, you're not this way, over there. Try this way now. So we got stamped out of Spain. The coolest border guy in the world, at least he thought, doing gymnastics with his baton, pointing people where to go. And this is the long walk now between the European Union and Africa. I'm going dizzy. Okay, Moroccan border control. South of the border. Got through quite fast actually. About 50 minutes all in all. At least I hope I am. But this is crazy, such a long walk out of the Moroccan border. The long walk to freedom. I'd say the only external European Union border I've crossed which has been so strict like this is the Russian border. Poland, Kaliningrad. Also a very strict border. Although at least this one was fast. The Russian border normally takes ages. And they normally want you in for questions. So, out the border zone now. Oh, gracias. Yeah, the path's gone to shit already. See, the Moroccan side of the border looks even more intimidating than the Spanish, to be honest. But it's quite a long swim, actually. I thought it was like one line and you swim around it. But it seems like it must be a good kilometre swim, because this is the first fence here. And to get to the Spanish side, there must be at least 4 of these fences. So many police riot vans going up and down. I think what happened was the Spanish came to a deal with the Moroccans, because the Spanish single-handedly can't, or probably can't, hold back such a flow of people, and they don't have the heavy-handed tactics which are maybe permissible outside of the European Union, the whole human rights kind of thing. So I believe they came to an agreement with the Moroccans, so the Moroccans basically policed the border more than the Spanish. Yeah, big contrast actually, this side of the border compared to what I was expecting. I think it's so policed now by the Moroccans that literally nobody trying to cross the border illegally can even get within 2 or 3 miles of the border. So I was expecting to cross the border and for there to be like gangs of people trying to cross, a bit like a Calais situation. You walk out and there's kind of almost refugee camps, people trying to sneak over. It seems the police have got this totally secured. Ah, muy bien. So, got the mosque over here. Yeah, my hotel should be on this street somewhere. So guys, in the hotel finally, and yeah, it feels quite strange. It feels like actually here we're so far away from Spain now. Like especially in this little town, it's got a totally different vibe to Spain. At least here, you kind of feel like you're in Africa, even be that North Africa. Yeah, hotel room. This is what £20 gets you in northern Morocco. Not bad, to be honest. Pretty spacious room. Loving the super modern TV. Yeah, all I need. Bed's comfy, clean enough. Not a bad toilet. Yeah, you know, all I need. Toilet bowl, it's always a bonus. You never know in Morocco. I suppose in tourist places you do normally expect it. And I wonder what's in here. Oh, it's like a bloody Turkish hammam or something. It's a massive wardrobe and then something up here as well. And then we come out here onto the balcony. Got a nice little balcony out here. And the city behind me. Oh, I look shattered. Whoa. That's what you call 16 hours non-stop filming. Anyway guys, good night. I'm off to bed. Got a nice little spare bedroom in here. Nice spare room here. Can't beat a bedroom with a spare room. You know, you bring the wife, you have an argument, not bad, you've got a spare bed. Been recommended a place called Le Mer. Said it's somewhere down here, or maybe I've gone too far, I don't know. And yeah, I say this every time I come to Morocco, but I really love the 24/7 culture here. All the shops open, barbers open, it's like 10 at night on a Friday, everything's open. So found a place here, the meat. It's okay, sure? C'est la base. Okay. Seafood here. So I've gone for the shawarma, some mix, I don't know. Good here. Hello. ¿Cómo se llama? Inglaterra. No, no España, Inglaterra. Ajá. So eating, comer, ciudad, here. Okay. Thank you very much. I think here, yeah. El viento, aquí fresco. So I've got some, I wanted a tagine, but they said they don't have it, so I said some kind of like shawarma kebab. Don't know what to expect, but the meat looks fresh, that's the main thing. Hola. Oh, I love how friendly Moroccans are. Like super friendly. This chicken is gorgeous inside the shawarma. Loads of chicken inside, straight off the grill. Off that kind of food, guys, you don't get sick. It's off the cheap, pre-warmed, kind of, I don't know, touristy food. So guys, on that note, I'm going to call it a night. Finally, I am shattered. So tired. It's now 11 o'clock, I think local time, which is 12 o'clock Spanish time. So I've been on the road a good, what even is that, like 18, 19 hours. So yeah, what a day. Wow. 3 different foods, 3 different languages. I'm even speaking my Moroccan Arabic now, what I've learned over the last couple of times. Shukran, bisaf, la. Anyway guys, very good fun today. Timing, but good fun. As are all the best vlogs. Got some water. Gonna hit the hay now, sleep hopefully 10 hours flat out. So thank you for watching, and let's see what tomorrow brings. I've not decided myself actually, but yeah, let's see what tomorrow brings. Ciao for now. I tell you what guys, this is what you call a proper TV and a proper remote. Look at that. Even the static on the screen.